Welcome to Chemla's Automation. In this video, we will learn about how to configure Siemens PLC with STEP-7 software. I provided STEP-7 software link in the description. Now we will start with STEP-7 software. Open STEP-7 software. Once you open the STEP-7 software, create new project. For creating the new project, go to File, click on File, and you can see here there is two options to create the project, new and new project wizard. First we will see how to create project with new project wizard, and later we will see how to create with new. Okay, now you can select new project wizard, click on next, and you need to select here your CPU. You can select your which type of CPU you are using. Currently I'm selecting here CPU 312, and what is your MPI address? That means your communication port address, that your node address. You can select here which address you are going to assign. I'm selecting here 2. You can select which one you would like to assign. I'm selecting here node address 2. My address is MPI address is 2. Click on next, and already previously we discussed OB1 is your main organization block. That is, in this block you are developing program, that is your main routine. Select your OB1, that is your main program, and select your language, in which type of language you are developing your program. Currently I'm selecting ladder language. Click on next, and you can give here your project name. I'm giving my project name, then click on finish. Once project name is created, now we need to do the hardware configuration. In hardware configuration, what are the IO modules, what are the interface module, what is the power supply module. All these modules we need to configure in the hardware configuration. For the hardware configuration, click on SIMATIC 300 station. You can see here hardware. Click on hardware. Once you click on hardware, new hardware configuration window will open. In this window, you can see here in the starting we selected CPU. So CPU is in second slot. So already it is sitting in second slot. So in first slot, we need to select power supply, and slot number 3 is for interface module, and 4 to 11 you can select IO modules. So for example, if you want to keep your IO modules in slot number 3 or slot number 1, or my power supply module I want to keep in slot number 3 or slot number 1. In the introduction, we discussed slot number 1 is for power supply, slot number 2 is for CPU, slot number 3 is for interface module, and 4 to 11 is your IO modules. So if I want to keep my power supply module in slot number 3, if I'm trying to place in slot number 3, okay, this is my power supply module, just I want to keep in slot number 3, this is I want in 10 ampere. See, you have selected the wrong slot for the power supply module. So you should select, if I want to keep in slot number 4, you have selected wrong. I have selected the wrong slot. So you should select slot number 1 for the power supply. Slot number 2 is for CPU. Slot number 3 is for interface module. Currently I don't have interface module, so we will see later video. I will show you how to configure interface module with another remote IO modules. Present we will see only IO modules with CPU. So slot number 4 is for my IO module. You can select your which type of IO module you are using. Currently I want to use my digital input with 24 volts. Slot number 5 is my digital output. You can select digital output 24 volts. Once you add all your modules in the rack, you can click on download. Before going to download, we need to set up communication path. For setup communication path, go to SIMATIC Manager window, click on options, select PG-PC interface. We can select here your communication protocol is MPI or Ethernet. Currently, entire this course will be in simulation, so we will select PLC simulation MPI. You can see here PLC SIM MPI. That means PLC simulation MPI. Select PLC simulation MPI. Once we select our simulation protocol, we need to turn on simulation. Select simulation option. Top of the menu, you can see there is a symbol simulation on off. Select simulation on, and you can see here my simulation communication path. By default it is set to TCP IP. I will change this communication path to simulation MPI. You can select here, there is option simulation MPI. Now open hardware configuration window. Download this configuration to CPU. Click on download, click on OK. While creating the project, we selected my CPU address is 2. When click on view at what address your CPU is connected, it will display. Click on OK. Download the configuration to your CPU. Now the configuration is downloaded to CPU. Once you finish the configuration, click on block. Click on block. Here is OB1. OB1 is your main organization block. That means you are creating the main routine, main project you are creating in this block. So in this block, you can create your logic. So later video, we will see how to create this logic. Bit logics, comparators, timers, counters, we will see in the later video. Now we will see how to create project with new. I'm closing this window. Now we will see with new, option new, how to create project with new. New wizard means already it's defined some options in the starting. So but in new, everything we need to set up. So once you click on new, you can give the project name and you can give the location where you would like to save. By default I'm creating in C drive. My project name is created. Once project name is created, you need to right click on your project name and you need to select your object, like which PLC station you are connecting, like 300 PLC or 400 PLC, or you are connecting HMI. So you need to select which one is you are connecting. If your PLC is 300 series, you can select Simatic 300 station. If your PLC is 400 series, you can select 400 station. So currently we will use 300 series. We will select 300 station. Once you created 300 station, click on 300 station. You can see hardware. Before going to hardware, again we need to select same like your communication protocol, what type of communication protocol you are connecting. So currently I'm selecting my communication protocol. Go to options, set PGPC interface. Select your communication protocol. What is your communication protocol? We are doing in simulation, so select PLC simulation MPI. Click on OK. Once you select your protocol, communication protocol, open your simulation window by clicking on simulation button on the screen. Click on simulation. So once simulation window is open, check your communication protocol. Currently by default it is TCP IP Ethernet. So change this one to MPI, and my CPU is in stop mode. Change my CPU to run and program. And run and program means you can run the program and you can edit the program. If it is only run, if you select only run, you can run the only program. You can't edit, you can't do anything in online. Stop means the program will be stopped. So currently I'm selecting run and program. That means I can run the program and I can edit the program in online. So once you select simulation, then go to hardware. Click on hardware. This is my hardware window. Previously when you select new wizard, there is already some rack is there with CPU, but now there is empty. That means we need to select your rack, CPU, power supply, IO modules, everything we need to add here. But in new project wizard, it's already added rack and CPU. So first we will add rack. This is my rack. Select your rail. In slot 1, add power supply, and slot 2 is CPU. You can select here CPU. We have different types of CPUs: Profinet, DP, decentralized periphery, DP, Profinet, point to point, and we can select which type of CPU. Okay, previously it is 313, now we will select 313C. 313C. C means compact. If it is in CPU 312, it is like modular type. We can add the IOs, and 31C is compact type, so limited number of IOs in this CPUs. C, when I select 312C, there is already digital inputs and digital outputs. There is a counter also, and that CPU. Now slot number 3 is for interface module, and slot number 4 is for if you want to add additional IOs, you can add IOs. Once you added all your CPUs, power supply, IO modules, click on download your configuration to CPU. Click on OK. So if you want to see view means which CPU you are connected on what address. If you click on view, your address is 2, so I can see here 2. In case your CPU address is 3, so when you click on view, it displays 3. If you want to change your CPU MPI address, I want to change to 3 or 4, you can click on CPU, see here MPI. When you click on properties, you can select MPI and change your address to, for example, 5. Click on OK. This is currently, now my CPU address is 5. I set address is 5. Now this address I am sending to my CPU. Once you change your MPI address, click on download. You can see click on view is currently my CPU address is 2. So select that one, select 2, my CPU address, and click on OK and download. Once you download it, you can see again. So now my CPU address is 5. I downloaded my MPI address 5 to my CPU. How can I confirm this is 5 or still 2? Okay, to check, click on view. You can see here my current CPU address is 5. That means we change 2 to 5. That is my current CPU address. Once you finish hardware configuration, come back to your main Schematic Manager window. This is my Schematic Manager window. In this window, you can expand the schematic, 300 station, CPU, and S7 programs and blocks. When you click on blocks, this is my main organization block to create my main program. So once you click on main organization block, it is asking you to on which language you like to create your program. So STL, ladder, FBD. Schematic step 7, it supports 3 languages: STL, ladder, and FBD. So currently we will learn in ladder diagram. This is mostly widely used and simplest representation language. Click on OK. This is my programming window. In this window we can create our logic. So later video we will discuss about bit logics. Thank you guys, thank you for watching. See you.